So, Ainsley, I hear you want to become a professional FIFA player.
Yeah, boy.
You want to hit top 100 every single week.
Yeah, boy.
You want to have the best team in the game.
Yeah, boy.
You want to sign for FootWiz.
Yeah, boy.
Well, Ainsley, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to become a professional FIFA player.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Zel Boy Army, what is going on? It's your boy Zelonius and my man Ainsley. We're here today with a very spicy video. Please, if you like this video, like this type of content, smash the like button. Let me know in the comments below. Your feedback really makes a difference. It means a lot. I want to make content that you guys enjoy, that you guys want to see more of. So yeah, let me know. I'm trying to release daily videos for you guys and keep the content consistent. With FIFA 19 only a week away on early access, we're really close. I'm excited to give you some great videos, boys. Today's video, as you can see with the title, is how to become a FIFA pro. It is a question I get asked a lot when I'm streaming. See a link in the description below. If you haven't watched my stream, make sure you check one out. I get asked it a lot. How did you become pro, Zelonius? What exactly do you need to do to get there? Any advice, any tips? So today's video is going to be a summary of that. 5 key points that I would say would help on the journey to becoming a pro. I'll put it out there before I start with the first point, that if you say a gold free player, silver player, don't qualify for champs, etc., then you're probably a long way off. The dream of becoming a pro is not something everyone can do, in my opinion. Get to a pretty good level for sure, but if you're looking to become a pro, you need to be a pretty good player already. But these are some general advice, tips that helped me, that I implemented, that I think helped me a lot in my journey to becoming a pro player. Hopefully it can help some of the aspiring pros out there. So the first one, practice a lot. Practice makes perfect. I've played 5,000 plus games across my account this year, across PlayStation, Xbox, the World Cup mode, whether that be friendlies, foot champ seasons, even squad battles early on. I've played so many games, and that's helped me to get so much more consistent and get to a much higher level. On FIFA 17 I hit top 100 about 6-7 times, and just in terms of the weeklies, and the main issue I had was that I was just too busy to practice a lot. Not everyone will be in the position to practice a lot, and unfortunately it just makes such a big difference. The muscle memory that you can generate from practicing a lot will be key. Knowing what works and doesn't work, you'll get a lot more from practicing a lot, and it just helps a lot with consistency. Consistency was probably the biggest thing that I improved on this year. Practice is probably the main reason for that, but it comes with a caveat. Practice needs to be good practice. There's people who've played 5,000 games as well who don't even hit elite. Maybe there's a level of they don't have the natural talent there, but a lot of the time people don't actually improve from playing lots of games because they're making the same mistakes, they don't realise what they're doing wrong, and they just don't really accept that they need to improve, they just blame the game. So when you practice against good players. Make sure you're playing people better than you. One of the pros that I played this year, probably November, December time, that he always used to just batter me every single game was XL Painter. Remember one time he beat me like 7 or 8-1, and at one point my record against him was like, I think it was like 20 wins to 6 or something. It was embarrassing. But I learned a lot. I improved a lot by playing him. He was a better player than me. He got to the point where when we played each other, I was able to beat him. We could have very even games. Practicing against good players will expose your weaknesses, and also if they're a very good player, there's a good chance they're going to be able to spot what you're doing wrong and be able to tell you about, help you. Play foot champs every week. That helps with the point I'll make next. But playing foot champs every week sharpens you, helps you get consistent, and it's just the general mechanics you can learn by doing that, and being consistent and sticking to that will help you keep improving. And a very important one is when a new patch comes out, make sure you play a lot that week. Before the November and February qualifying, there was a new patch, and a lot of pros and top players were caught out by it because the game changed drastically, and They just didn't put the practice in that week, and then the first weekend they were getting results that they normally just would not get because the game changed drastically. Practice makes perfect. Practice a lot. Practice against players better than you. That'll go a long way. Okay, the second point. This one's not one that I like too much, but it's just part of FIFA. It's part of FIFA as an esport. Make sure you get a good team. If you don't have money, I've proven this year, you can see my club there, a road to glory, some of the players I've got on the bench and the reserves. It's possible to qualify for events on the road to glory, but it's very hard. This year I'll be putting money into my account to make sure that I've got a good enough team to qualify for events. Having a good team is vital. If you go against someone with a far better team, you're already at a significant disadvantage. It's going to be very hard to win the game. You don't need to spend thousands of pounds to get that team. If you do not have money to put into your account, play squad piles, foot champs, seasons, trade. There's some amazing trades out there that can help you make a lot of coins on the game. And you might need some luck with some of your packs. But I can promise you, if you grind the game, play lots of drafts and you're able to win them, you will end up being able to get a god squad. It might take longer than others, but it's possible. But I would recommend, if you want to go pro, and that's a dream of yours, you need to make sacrifice and put some money into the game to get a good enough team to compete will make a big difference. 3. Win or learn. So many players talk to me from the top level to the bottom and complain whenever they lose. They just blame the game and they never accept it's their fault. Of course, I agree that there's some bad things in the game. Some stupid things happen that can just, at times, it ruins the game for you. But if you let that get to you, let it get to your head, it can cost you a game. I remember early in the year, I would lose games where I'd be a few goals up and one bad goal would happen. I would lose my calm, not stay composed, and lose a game just due to one mistake or one error in the game that would completely change my mindset, and I'd go from a comfortable position to losing the game I definitely should have won. That if I'd just stayed calm, I could have won. Staying calm is not something that I always can do, but I've got a lot better, and it's one of the main ways I improved this year. And I learned through that, through experience at events, through foot champs. That was a weakness in my game that I identified. So don't always blame the game. Yes, there's issues in the game, but you can't control that. You can only control yourself. Look to where you can improve. Ask people better than you where you're going wrong. Watch pros play. Watch people who you know are better players than you and see what they're doing. When they get into the situation that you seem to struggle in, how do they defend it? How do they attack? How do they take free kicks? What type of shot selection do they have? What skills are they consistently using? This type of thing can make a huge difference in helping you improve at the game. People who are better than you can give you advice. Ask them for advice. And another thing, general advice that I recommend for people is watch back replays of your games. Spot the mistakes that you are making. Do you keep conceding a long shot? Is it because you're not pressing, you're not switching in time? Do you keep conceding from corners? What is it that you keep conceding from? Do you not see other people doing this? Learn what your mistakes are, learn your weaknesses, identify them, and improve going forward. Number 4, this one's a really important one. Make a team want you. There's probably thousands of young players who dream of being a FIFA pro, and probably at least hundreds of players talented enough. But unfortunately, a lot of the esports scene within FIFA is probably young teens to late teens, even early 20s. A lot of them are incredibly toxic on social media at times. Being toxic on social media, letting out your frustrations about the game, will not help you improve, will not make you better at the game. It will not help a team want to sign you. If a team's looking at between two players, you're both about as good as each other at the game, but they just look through your timeline on Twitter, and it's just consistently you just raging at the game, swearing, verbally abusing your opponents, and the other's very positive, very calm person, they're going to pick that person. Think before you tweet. Think before you send that rage message to someone. If someone else saw this, or a manager of a team that I wanted to play for saw this, would they sign me? Think about that and go, this does not mean that you do not have to have a personality. You can disagree with people, but you have to do it respectfully. You can have an opinion. I complain about the game sometimes, but it's something I've learnt this year, that there's ways of doing it. You can complain and criticise the game, but you have to do it in a balanced, respectful and fair way. Being toxic will never get you very far and will not help you get signed. Creating content. whether that be YouTube or Twitch, even having an Instagram profile, a decent Twitter following. These matter to teams. When a team signs you, they're obviously going to be looking at players who can do well at events, but they also want people to create good content. I have a stream where I get 100 plus viewers regularly. During the peak I might get 200, 300. When I'm on stream to that many people and they've got FootWiz all over my stream, that's advertising to FootWiz. That makes me a valuable commodity to FootWiz. If you're making some events but you have no content, if you suddenly stop making the events, you're not offering anything to your team. Creating content is a long-term safe option as well. You can create extra revenue. I tell so many pros, the amount of revenue you can earn from YouTube, Twitch can help sustain a long-term career in the esport and will give you security. Make friends with people in the scene. If you're making friends with people in the scene, get good contacts. If a spot, a team becomes available, they might be able to help you with that. So that can help make a team want you if you're friends with some of their players. I was friends with FootWiz Dubsy before I joined FootWiz, and he was one of the people who helped me get that move. When people contact you, don't take forever to respond. Okay, if a team message you and say they're interested, you don't need to respond in 5 seconds and say, yes, I'm definitely interested. You might want to think about what you want to say. But I hear stories of people who take weeks to respond to contact from the teams. They get an email and they take 2 weeks to respond. They don't turn up for a Discord call. Being punctual, being respectful is important. Teams are not going to want players who they don't think are reliable or trustworthy. If you've got friends who are pros, or you watch pros, like if you watch my stream, ask me on my stream, watch my YouTube video where I talk about how I got signed, ask me for advice. There's plenty of pros who are willing to talk and give their advice, share their journey, help you get signed and give you advice for that journey. The fifth one, qualify for events. All of the above reasons that I've said will be able to help with this. But at the end of the day, pro players generally are going to be at events. If you're not making events, it's going to be hard to be as desirable to a team. It's not the only way, but making events, one thing, even if you're an unknown person in the scene, just making events will make you known. People will spot you, see that you're going to events. If you do well at the events, there's a very good chance you get signed. One of my friends in the scene that I know well, Crafty, made Manchester, Barcelona, got to the knockouts at both. Then he managed to make World Championships through the playoffs, very close to get to the knockouts there. He went from at the start of the year, some people knew him as top 100 player, to one of the more known players in the scene now. Making events makes you desirable to teams. They want players at events. Sponsors of these teams want the players at events. Making events will make a big difference. There's probably some reasons that I've missed. There's not just a perfect puzzle to this, but I think I've covered a lot of the points. If you've got any reasons that you think I've missed, let me know in the comments below. People can always DM me on Twitter. I've got open DMs if anyone wants advice, any questions about this. But hopefully this video has been helpful. These are some of the tips, things that I've implemented that helped me get signed by a pro team. Just re-signed for another year with FootWiz. Yeah, it's been a cool journey for me so far as a pro, and I love what I do. It's the dream for many people. I hope more and more people are able to live that dream. But yeah, if you follow these 5 tips, it'll go a long way to getting you signed as a pro. Boys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Anyone who's trying to become a pro, best of luck on FIFA 19. Thank you for watching. I'll see you boys next video.